Hi, it's Darren Moore. It's October 2nd. We're here at Americans for Prosperity, defending the American Dream Summit. There's a couple thousand people here having their voices heard that we do not want our healthcare socialized, we do not want our taxes raised, we do not want our government expanded.
These look like astroturfers indeed, huh?
So I came back to the United States.
They look like salt-of-the-earth Americans.
And I feel so fortunate.
They were concerned about their country. They come from all over the nation.
Fighting for this to stop government-run health care, because you will be
So here we are at Americans for Prosperity's Defending the American Dream Summit. And as you can tell, it's a packed house.
What's the odds of that? A lot of signatures right there. Did anybody just sign this? Yeah. Oh wow, I'm gonna do it.
That's right.
All right, I'm here with Greener Has His Own.
So what is the expected attendance tonight? I mean, I know that you guys prepared for certain numbers of dinners to be served in the main ballroom, but how many overflow were you not expecting?
There were a lot of on-site folks who showed up. I think more than anyone could have anticipated.
So what would you guess if you had to ballpark the crowd size tonight?
I bet you there's 1,800 people.
1,800 today. Yeah. Excellent, excellent. Yeah. Well, congratulations to Americans for Prosperity for having a rare problem in politics, which is more people showing up than they expected.
Amen.
Being a national Billy Mays, God rest his soul. And that's not all. They also, they don't take the stain out of that worst enemy. Come on, this just gets to the point where it's ridiculous. Public persuasion. All of you are here tonight.
Sounds like Ronald Reagan, doesn't it? In short, my friends, Mike Pence is one of us. So will you give a fine, rousing Americans for Prosperity welcome to Congressman Mike Pence.
Slip into the abyss that has swallowed much of Europe in an avalanche of socialism. While some are prepared to write the obituary on capitalism and conservative values, I believe we are on the verge of a great American awakening. And it begins here. And it begins now. And it begins with you. Many of you have never been involved in active politics before. You've pushed away from that dinner table. You've taken the conversation to the streets, to the airwaves, and now to the corridors of power. You know, I really believe with my heart that the American people are fed up with runaway federal spending under both political parties. You know, the media and some politicians can pretend not to notice, but trust me, that's an act. It's about whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives better for us than we can plan them for ourselves. No. My money's on the American people. And my money's on a few years that Republicans didn't just lose a few elections, we lost our way. We walked away from the principles that minted our national governing majorities, and the American people walked away from us. But I believe we're finding our way back home. We're in a crisis, but I believe we're also in a turning point. That's the point where you turn to recognize how we got here and how we get back. We must recognize that our present crisis is not merely economic and political, but moral in nature.
The program I just outlined for you allows you to go to every neighborhood in America and talk to every person who works, where you can literally reach out and offer a better future through better policies, with more jobs, higher incomes, greater opportunities, so that every young American who made a mistake last year can learn there's a better future.
The question we have to ask ourselves, what happens, ladies and gentlemen, if the Chinese and the Asians and the Arabs stop buying our debt? I mean, this is a real concern of ours. You know, we were visited at the Wall Street Journal editorial page a few weeks ago by one of the economic ministers from China. And I've got to tell you folks, the Chinese government and the Chinese people are focused like a laser beam on economic competitiveness. They really believe that they are going to become the #1 economic superpower on this globe. They think they are going to leave us in their dust. And they're watching the policies of the Obama administration, and you can kind of understand why. And they said that, you know, we're going to, within 15 years, they said, we're going to have a bigger economy than you. We're going to have higher growth, and we're going to be the leading power in the world. And I said, with great respect to the Chinese economic minister, sir, that's not going to happen because our Chinese are smarter than your Chinese. But this is serious business. We have got to start focusing on economic growth. And what does that mean? We need to have a flat or fair tax in America. Of the free enterprise system, that we do these 3 things. And if we do these 3 things, they will fix our healthcare system. Number 1. We need medical malpractice reform in America. I know they don't want us to read the bill, right? You know that. They don't want us to read the bill. But I'm one of the few people in Washington who actually has read the 1,100-page bill in the House. I want to tell you something, folks. Do you know how many pages, now remember, do you know how many pages there are in this bill that deal with medical malpractice reform? 0. Not 1 page deals with medical malpractice reform. I thought that Barack Obama said that we were going to have shared sacrifice. What about the trial lawyers? What about the trial lawyers? Second one, we have to move towards a system of health savings accounts where everyone can have choice and competition in their healthcare system right now. And finally, we ought to allow people in any state in this country to buy insurance in any other state in this country. Just to demonstrate how important that is, folks. Anybody here unfortunate enough to have to live in New Jersey or Massachusetts? Yeah, I see some people raising their hand. Just to give you a sense of how bad things are there in the People's Republic of Massachusetts. You know, if you live there, your insurance premiums are 3 times higher than if you live in a free enterprise state like New Hampshire. And so my point is, you want to get the uninsured to have insurance? Let people in California, let people in Maine and Massachusetts buy insurance from New Hampshire. And if that happens, we will increase competition and lower costs and increase quality.
And because we know that the principles that we believe in have proven themselves for centuries here in this country, and all we need to do is remind more and more Americans who've been too busy with other things, what's at stake. The heart and soul of this country is at stake. And we need to remind them what made us the most exceptional, the most prosperous, the most compassionate country in history. You know what those principles are. And the more you stand up and speak out, and show up at places like this, go to town halls, the more Americans are looking in and saying, we need to be a part of that. I heard so many people tell me they got on a bus and came to the 9/12 rally, never been involved with politics. They just said, I feel like I needed to be there. And I'm hearing that all over the country. Folks, we're winning.
Thank you. Last year when I was here, thank you. You heard me recite the first part of the Declaration of Independence without a teleprompter. Begin my speech by reciting the second paragraph without a teleprompter. When any form of government becomes destructive of those ends, it is the right of the people to alter or